Hi everyone, Danielle here. I have The Gig, and this is a solo-friendly game. It's typically for 1 to 4 players, and it is as they say, a dice rolling jazz game. So I'm excited to dig into this. I've never played solo, and honestly, I actually need a refresher on how to play. So I figured I will do I guess I'm not even sure what to call this video. I guess you're kind of like watching me learn or relearn the game and play at the same time. So yeah, this is kind of more of a chill video. It's not going to be like a very specific like how to play a game, but you'll get the gist of this game and whether or not it's for you. Alright, so reading some of the rules, I think I have this set up. For the solo mode, you need to pick an instrument. I chose the sax, and then for the challenger, I think is what they refer to the AI, you just need a score sheet, so you don't need an instrument for them. But yeah, you also need a score sheet for yourself. You'll need a dry erase marker. You need a set of dice for the AI. I like to choose red for the AI, and I chose purple for myself because I like that color. I did randomly choose this set list. This is the New Orleans, the Tabby Cat. And so we have a couple of different songs here. We'll see how far I go in this playthrough. No promises on finishing it all, but I'll try my best. All right. So I've got the first song already opened up to pick myself up. You're probably not sure what any of this means, but we'll dig into it. We are not going to use the fans. It might be hard to read this text. The colors are a little wonky in terms of like appearing well on digital. And even like, I don't know if it's going to be easy for people with challenges there. But anyway, there are phases. And the first phase is called the song. And that's where players place dice on the songbook. So you're going to be rolling dice and you're going to be placing it on this songbook in each of these kind of spaces. After that is phase 2, the bridge. And that's when solos and scoring for the song occur. So there are solos that you'll be able to do throughout the game, and don't really know what that refers to. So I'm not going to pretend I do. So the next phase will be the applause. So if fan cards are used, you would do the applause. Otherwise, you could skip this phase. And then phase 4 is the tune-up, when players do some brief cleanup before the next song begins. And then after 6 songs, the winner is the player with the most points. So let's get into the actual gameplay. It says, after a short countdown, players simultaneously roll all their dice into their dice trays. So I guess if you want to be fancy, you could count in, just like a band would, I guess. Until one player has placed all of their dice, players may re-roll dice in their pool as often as they wish. So there's actually going to be a timer when you play solo. It is optional. I'm not sure how else you would play. Maybe you could just take your time playing if you don't use the timer. But a 40-second timer is an option there. So I might utilize that. Or maybe not for learning purposes. We'll see. Anyway, at any point, a rolled die can be placed on the songbook. Only one die can occupy each space. So each space has the ability to have one die on it. And each die must be placed in the row that matches its value. So say I rolled this value, I would have to place it on the row that matches that value. And the one that matches this one is this. And it might be a little hard to distinguish the pips, but you could kind of look on the bottom of the notes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5, so you'll look on the 5 row. So I'll be able to place it anywhere on this row. Next, it says, each die must be placed in a row that matches the value. The lowest is 1, the highest is 6, so it's a D6. Dice can be placed in a harmony. So this is the harmony column. It says, dice can be placed in a harmony space at the end of each row at any time. Multiple dice can occupy this space, but only one of each color. So if the challenger already placed one here, it can't place another one here. It could place on the other rows that it may not have placed yet. Alright, so if you do play a multiplayer game, there could be clashes, and if that happens, basically you don't place it. Neither player gets to place their dice, so there shouldn't be any fights there. You just have to re-roll it. Okay. And then it says, play continues simultaneously until all players have placed all 4 of their dice on the current song. So going to the solo mode rules of where we learn about the rolling dice, it says every time you roll any of your dice, you must also roll exactly 1 of the challenger's dice. So I guess why not follow along? So I'll roll my dice and I'll roll 1 of the challenger's dice. Again, theirs is red. Alright, so those are my rolls. And it says, if the result of the challenger's die is anything but a 6, it must be placed before you can place any of your own. If it is a 6, the challenger will not place a die, but it will be rolled again with your next reroll. Place the die on the upper leftmost available space of the song that matches the corresponding symbol. Prioritize spaces further left. Alright, so it's always going to go for these spaces. At least it's going to prioritize it, then it's going to be left. So right now, it will place this die on the second level. It's going to cover this one. So that's how that works. It says, in the event that no space exists or all such spaces are already taken, the die is not placed, but will be rolled again with your next reroll. So it kind of will be rolled until it can be placed, essentially. And you only roll 1 of the challenger dice with your own. So I'm trying to see. The plays, every time you roll, you must also roll exactly 1. It must be placed before you can place any of your own. So I'm not really understanding the reroll side. Oh, here it goes. Okay. In the showdown, you are allowed to reroll your dice until any of the following occur. You have placed any of your own dice on the song. The 4th challenger die is placed on the song. The timer runs out. Okay, so I guess I could keep re-rolling if I wanted to until I place 1 die on here. And if I place 1 here, I'll do that. And then if I re-roll, I have to take 1 more of these. This is a 6, so it doesn't get placed. But I could re-roll if I want, if I didn't get something I wanted. And I'll have 40 seconds to do this. And hopefully, I don't know why that does not seem to make sense to me right now, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so obviously if the timer runs out, then this is the end of that rolling dice phase. The unplaced dice. So during the bridge, when you would write scores gained through harmonies on your scoreboard, give the challenger 5 points for each unplaced challenger die. So if I had 2 left, they would get 10 points, which is pretty insane. So after all the dice are placed and you count the unplaced dice and give 5 points per to the challenger, there's the applause phase. So we're not playing with the fan, so we'll skip that. And it looks like there's some complexity involved with it. And honestly, what exactly am I putting on the score sheet? That's not clear to me. Like, why do they have a score sheet? Is it just for the harmonies? Because I think that's it. I was thinking maybe they were going to fill out everything else, but maybe not. Yeah, so it doesn't say it would write anything. Although it does say the challenger scores as normal, with one exception. If they have more symbols than you of a symbol type, their bonus is doubled to 4 points. Oh, so I guess if they cover an icon, they will mark it off, just like we do. Okay. So it'll be in my best interest to make sure I have more than them, because it says the challenger scores as normal with one exception. If they have more symbols than you, their bonus, which is usually 2, is doubled. That's good to know. Okay, so now that we kind of know how the solitaire works, I think we need to go back to how we actually take our turn. Alright, so we did talk about the song, placing everything, and then we have the bridge, perform your solo. So depending on your instrument, you get to perform your solo. So it says see instrument solos. Is there a page? Here it goes. Okay. After each song, you would draw one of the grooves that your dice formed on the song onto your instrument board to gain different efforts. So say I did this, I get to draw this kind of upside down L shape, or I get to, I do get to rotate the shape if I want to make it fit better. But basically there are a bunch of placement rules. So essentially I'll want to cover all of these spaces to gain the right bonuses and these points as I complete these shapes. So just showing you what those placements look like. Starting from the top left, it says your first groove must include the indicated start space. So for me, the sax is starting here. That's where I have to start. So my first part of this shape has to start here, which doesn't give me much flexibility if this is the shape. That means it's either going here, 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 or this, 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 this. And then the second one says, grooves larger than one space must form a single shape. So you have to actually outline the entire shape. You don't want to break it up. And then third, each groove must be adjacent, diagonally, or orthogonally to another groove. So when I start this shape here, every time I do another shape, it has to be adjacent orthogonally to that existing shape. So I can't just suddenly start a new shape somewhere. Grooves must never overlap diagonally or orthogonally. I think that's pretty much understood. Dice in the harmony area cannot be used for grooves. So if you end up placing dice in this column, which is the harmony area, you do not end up using those as part of your solo. If you can't or don't want to use the whole shape of a groove, you can ignore one or more dice from it as long as what remains is a single shape. Okay, I'm not really sure what that means. Like, it can't just be a dot, I guess. All right, next, your groove can be freely rotated or flipped as you desire. Okay, and the value of the die or dice used in groove is not relevant to your solo unless stated otherwise. So the value of the die used in the groove. So I guess the values of these don't really matter. It's just really the shape. And then we have some symbols. As you can see, there's like numbers, and then there's these icons that also match some of the ones you might see here. But if you're interested, this is kind of like what those solos symbols mean on the solo board. So each space of a solo has a different effect that applies only once it has been enclosed. Enclosed points are added together and scored at the end of the game. Okay, and then enclosed symbols are gained immediately. Trying to get this higher. Enclosed symbols are gained immediately and can be tallied on your scoreboard. So you just mark them off on your scoreboard. Some instruments also have a unique symbol covered under instrument rules. So I don't have instrument rules, I don't think. Do I? Maybe, maybe not. And then it says enclosed multipliers multiply the effect of every other space in the same groove, whether immediately or at the end of the game. In the case of points, which is, the numbers. If several multipliers share a groove, only the highest one counts. Okay. My arms got tired, sorry. Multipliers also affect certain instrument symbols. Check instrument rules if you're unsure. So, this is an example of what your score sheet, your instrument solo board might look like. All right. And so, yeah, just some examples of how to score. Okay, so I think we could get started. So I'm gonna just play a chilled out version of this game where I don't use the timer. So I'm just gonna roll until I don't feel like rolling, I guess. So we're rolling and get started. Alright, so they're gonna place this first, and it's gonna go in the leftmost symbol of the row that it matches. And I think I'm going to place this here. Reroll. They're going to place here. I will. That's a good one. That worked out for me. Do that. They're going to place another one here. And then for me, I happen to have another 3, which is pretty cool. I'll do that. And they will place the 4 up here. And then I will place it here. And I think that was pretty good. So that was the song phase. I might have taken a little bit more than 40 seconds. Oh well. We have the bridge. And the bridge says, add groove on solo board. So I'm looking at my shape. It's an L shape, which is pretty much what I had in my example. And I'm going to go down this way. So that's my shape. Now I get to remove dice one by one from the shape and collect symbols. So I'm going to collect this symbol. I'll mark it. And then I'm going to collect this symbol. Mark that. Nothing there. Collecting this one. Mark that. And so these symbols are pretty interesting. You can actually use them throughout the game so that you can manipulate the dice. So you could use this symbol to make your die one less in terms of the value. This one would increase it by 1. This one would mean that you can... Ooh, what does that mean? Let's see. So it says repeat change, excuse me, change to a value that matches another one of your dice, or rest, change to a value that doesn't appear on any of your dice. Now that's an interesting one. I wish that was like here, because I don't know why. I tend to forget that even when I was playing in multiplayer. Okay, so after that, we collect symbols, which we just did. We'll do it for the AI now. So they collect this. They'll collect this, another one, this one, this one. Wow, they got a lot of spotlights. 3 out of the 4 dice were on there. No harmonies, but if we did, we would get 2 points for them. If the AI had more harmonies than me, they would get 4 points, which is pretty crazy. And then, let's see. We do, what do we do? Yeah, don't we do something with the scoring? I'm going crazy. How come I'm not seeing that? Okay. So the solo. Then the tune-up, pick up the dice. I don't think we're there yet. We didn't do the song scoring yet, actually. Or is that it? I thought we scored after every song. Do we not? Maybe not. Now, what is this symbol? I have to see what the symbol is. Okay, so that says at the end of the game, score points equal to the number of enclosed sack symbols. Multipliers can affect sack symbols. Hint, use the multipliers and diagonals to your advantage to get all 8 symbols. I forget that you could do diagonals. I need to remember that. Okay. I think we can move on to the next song. I don't know. I guess this game is easier than I thought. So we have song number 4. And we'll go ahead and start rolling. They're going to place that. And I'm going to place this up here. I guess I'm really not re-rolling because every time I re-roll, I have to be mindful that they're probably going to be placing dice, and I don't love the idea of that. Kind of took a risk by putting it way up here because I don't really want to put the shape there. Let's see. The 3, okay, I'll put it here. And, ooh, more 6s. Can I place more than 1 dice? I don't know why. Maybe I thought it was just 1 die at a time. But that might not be the case. Let me see. At any point, a roll die can be placed on the songbook. Only 1 die can occupy each. Okay. Each die can be placed in. Multiple dice can't occupy this space, but okay. Players may place 1 die on the song at a time. Yeah, so we have to re-roll. Alright, sorry. I also needed to place that. Okay, so they do this one. And then they will do... And I will do this one. And actually, this should go probably in the harmony. So I will draw... It doesn't matter which shape I draw. It's the same shape. So I'm gonna have to end up drawing, I think, up here. And then I'll get 2 spotlights because it has a multiplier. So I'll get 2 spotlights. I have to mark it on my sheet. And spotlights, they can be used. Let's see. Spotlights are used to buy fan cards. When they're used, they're also worth 1 point each at the end of the game. So without the fan cards, they're just really worth 1 point. So I have 3 points so far with those. Okay, so I've drawn my symbols, and I get to mark my things here. 1, 2, 3. Harmonies. So I do remember reading that says the challenger scores, oh no, for the harmony dice, during the bridge, harmonies are scored, give to 5 points. Okay, but that's for unused. When you were right, scores gained through, and then give the region placed. I'm guessing it will get 2 points for that, and it doesn't have any other one, so. And then it will mark off this, this, and this. Okay. Next song, we have On the Way Out, song number 8. And then we'll get started. I think the 3s are pretty promising. Well, they're taking that one. The 4s I'll just do. I'm taking this. And then another 4. We're gonna take this. And then I have a random 6, which I don't think I care to use. Alright, so I have this shape, and I will do it like this, and I gain one of these, and this symbol. That's later. Okay. Alright, so I also gain a fan or a spotlight. Nothing for these. And another spotlight. They will gain one of these. That's it. Next song. So this is going very fast. We have All Out of Matches, song number 9. And we will roll. Oops, it was this, I think. So they'll take this. I'm gonna take a 5, put that there. Roll the 5, so they'll put it in the harmony, I think. I rolled a 6, I'll put it right here. Oops. Ooh, I need to just roll 1. Let's re-roll this. Okay. Roll 2. I have another 6. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to draw a partial shape because I can't fully make this shape right now. Then I'll gain another spotlight. One of these. Another spotlight. Then we'll get 2 points. Get one of these, one of these, one of these. Okay. Next we have Birth of the Pips. And, wrong colors there. The 4. And I have the 6, I'll grab that. Ooh. Another 6, I will grab this. 4. I have a 2 and a 1. I'm going to put this 2 here, and then we'll roll the last one. This one, and then I have a 5. Nice. Okay, so let's see. I will use this shape, and I'll mark a spotlight, and then I get to gain this, this, and this. I also gain one of these. This. This. Okay, and then the last song, song number 14. I'll take a 3. And I'm gonna take that 5, put that there. They don't place a 6. Put that here. Another 5. Did you place this? It's another, oh, it's a 5, okay. And so I don't need to place this 2 if I don't have to. I'll re-roll since they had one more. It's a 6. I could re-roll if I wanted to, but I'm gonna keep this. Okay. So they have 1 unplaced, which is not great. So that will definitely give them 5 points. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and do this. Mark my L shape. I'll get that icon. Get another. So actually, I think I played this game without using any of my power-ups. It's pretty funny. Okay. So that was it for the songs. Obviously, I should have written this on the 6, but that's okay. So now we go to the scoring. And we score for the solo. And for the solo, just trying to find the scoring page. It says total up any points gained from your solo. My solo says at game end, score points equal to the number of enclosed sack symbols, and multipliers will affect that. So I have 1, 2, 3. I'll get 3 points. I didn't have multipliers, unfortunately. And then next, we're going to do spotlights. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I don't think the challenger scores on solos. Let's see. Scores them with 1 day, have more symbols than you. If you have more points. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they have a solo. The challenger scores as normal with one exception. If they have more symbols than you of a symbol type, their bonus, usually 2 points, is doubled to 4. Alright. So spotlights, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fans, we're not doing anything with. And now for this is majorities plus 2 points per player with fewer. What does that mean? Plus 2 points per player with fewer. Oh, okay. It depends on how many players there are, I guess. So spotlights, I did have more, so I do get 2 points. And they don't get anything. They have 4 of these, so they'll get 4 points. I get 0. This one, they get 4 points. I have 0. This is a tie, so I don't know. What does that mean if it's tied? If nobody has fewer symbols, then you score nothing. You do not score 2 points if a player has the same amount of symbols as you. So you really need the majority. Interesting. So this one is nothing. I did have more than here. So 0. And then sets. Let's see. Sets says score 5 points for each set of 4 different notation symbols you have marked. So 1, 2. So that's 10 points. They have 1, 2 as well. So that's 10 points for them. Harmonies, they have 9. I have 0. And then we'll just add it up. I don't know if I got to beat it at all. So this is going to be 19, 23, 27, 34, I think. Let's make sure. It's 19 plus 4 is 23, plus 4 is 27, plus 7, 34. Okay. And then for me, it's 14 plus 2, 16, plus 2 is 18, plus 10 is 28. So I lost. As you can see, this is really not a crazy heavy game at all by any means. I think ideally you want to try to get the shapes with the multipliers. That would, oh my gosh, wait. Where do we write the rest of the scores? Because I didn't score these yet. Just because I think I get scores for those. Let's see. Total scores earned. When do those scores come into play? So it says enclosed points are added together and scored at the end of the game. How come there's not a spot for it? Is that weird? Am I missing it? Oh, I have 1, 2, 3. So that actually gives me 6 points for the solo. So I should have 6. So that's totally wrong. Hold on. I gotta total this up better. So in terms of points, I should have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Plus 3 is 11. 16. 22. So 22 points there. Okay, so when you score the solo, you also score... It's not just like this. You score the board. So that's a total of 6 that I have so far. And I have another 6, so that's 12. Plus 6 is 18. Plus 10, basically, is 28. So I did beat the AI, I think. 28 plus 11 is 39. Yeah, I definitely beat the AI. So this is very easy. But I also didn't use the timer, so... yeah, let me just grab my calculator. We have 28 plus 11 plus 2 plus 2 plus 10. That's 53 to their 34. And hopefully I scored them correctly. I mean, they really didn't get too many extra points with at least the harmonies. Because unplaced dice gets 5 points. And it says place the die on the upper left, prioritize spaces, and then... Yeah, I think that's pretty much... I mean, I think I played correctly. What I could do, I could give the challenger a head start next time by 20 or 30 points. That'd be interesting if I did that. But yeah, if I did like the master, it would have had 54. So I would have lost on the master one. Legend, they would have had 64. So yeah. I think definitely playing on the master or legend would be ideal here. I did look out with a lot of the shapes. I was able to work very well in my instrument. So I was able to mark off a lot. So it did work out for me. Not always the case. The instruments are all different shapes. So you kind of look out a little bit depending on which instrument you're playing and the shapes you end up being able to put your dice on. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this solo playthrough of the gig. I think this theme is really nice. And the gameplay is really simple. It's like one of those simple roll and writes. It's not too thinky, but it is enjoyable for what it is. I'm not sure there's a game I'll pull out to play. It's not as exhilarating as some of my other roll and writes are, but this is a game I wouldn't mind playing once in a while for the theme because I really like music, and so this theme really spoke to me, and I enjoy the components. The dice are nice and light, and then of course we have the dry erase sheets and everything. But let me know what you think of this game. Let me know also what other roll and writes you're into these days. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.